Alright, let's go live on the radio.
What's up, everybody? It is 420 Up and Smoke. Make sure you follow my social medias, and I have a LinkedIn tree, right?
A link tree.
I have a link tree?
Yep.
What is it again, Shy?
420 Up and Smoke 2025.
420 Up and Smoke 2025. Also, do not forget to check out Fluent Media Network. Also, check out fluentradio.com. You will catch me on here along with YouTube and Facebook every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But anyways, what is up, everybody? I hope y'all are having a great Sunday. You know, I was thinking this entire week, because I've been doing a lot of fucking smoking, a lot of drinking and shit like that.
Yeah.
I got to talking to people about their first times. Do you remember your first time smoking weed, Shy?
I'm glad you were specific there for a moment, because I was about to be like, hold on now.
No,
Isn't
not
this a family show?
not really. But
I was kidding. My first time smoking, shit. No, my mama listened to this show. My answer is still going to be the same, so sorry, mama, ahead of time. I give credit to my friend Estrella in Nebraska.
shout out to Estrella, Nebraska.
Yeah, because we were selling edibles and smoking, like, low-key smoking on the side at parties at, like 13, 14. You feel me?
Yo.
So, I don't know, I've always been around weed smokers. I've always been around that kind of crowd growing up.
Right.
So, watching my friends roll up and really roll my own blunt. Shout out to my homie Eric, because first person that taught me how to roll a blunt, yo. I've been hooked on that shit ever since. What about you, yo?
Are you talking to Tony or me? Me?
Tell us a peanut gallery.
So, I was 8 years old, and the person that introduced it to me was my dad. Of all fucking people in the world.
Oh my God! Shout out to Paul.
Shout out to Paul. No, so, I was 8, and I don't know, there's just one day that he's just like, here. He gave me a bowl and a bag of weed.
I need to talk to him and be like, what the fuck was going through your mind?
Well, okay, like, think about this, right? I'm 8 years old.
Yeah.
During that time, Paul's on heavy narcotics. Prescribed from doctors, and it's a mixture of medications, like almost like a cocktail of just medications, but like doctors were giving it to him because his health was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But dude, I had that bowl. I named it Shroomy because it was a metal bowl. It like came apart in 4 pieces, and it had one little single shroom on it.
Yeah.
I had that bitch for almost 20 years.
Yo, I gotta ask you, like, at 8 years old, I was still watching cartoons and zooming and doing Cheyenne, like.
Yeah.
At 8 years old, smoking weed, watching cartoons, had to be lit.
Dude, it was.
It had to be lit.
It was. It fucking was. You know what? The first time I ever smoked,
yeah.
I literally went downstairs, made a thing of ramen in a huge ass bowl, and I sat on the couch watching SpongeBob eating ramen noodles.
Gee, that had to be an experience.
Best fucking time of my life.
Word.
Honestly,
I believe it.
Oh.
Simpler days.
Yeah.
When the weed was still potent.
When the weed was still potent and you didn't know you didn't have to worry about what was in weed anymore. Like, I feel like we worry about that on the streets, but also in dispensaries, because look at all the chemicals they're putting into everything. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, new smokers, I can't stand their asses because them bitches are the ones that like started off using carts. Where we were over here smoking some Reggie shit.
Some Reggies, mostly stems. Like
exactly.
I don't know. I feel like the more older generation of people that I hang out with, like 50 and above type shit.
Yeah.
And to get the knowledge I do gain from people about the times, what it was when they were smoking back in the day, they be looking at our weed like, yeah, we had Reggie, but what the fuck is this shit?
Right. No, I totally agree because Paul's that way.
Yeah.
Every single time I go and get him anything, what the fuck is this shit? I'm sorry that we don't live back in your
hash.
Yeah. For real.
Which there's nothing wrong with hash. A lot of other countries, from what I've heard and people I've talked to, don't smoke weed like us. They smoke like hash, unless you're in like an island. And then it's built different anyways.
I don't know. Again, the weed has changed throughout the fucking years. I also hate the fact that like the new generation gets to live in a world where weed is legal, where our bitch asses were like
shit. I don't low key. Low key, like it was part of the culture, it was part of the era. Like growing up, and weed was like not legal and shit, but it made it more fun. You feel me? You smoke with your friends, chilling. Now everybody's up. You want to hit my pen in broad daylight in the school? What the fuck?
Yep.
What is happening here? Like, stop.
That's what I don't understand. I truly don't. For real.
Yeah, I can't. It's crazy to think about the fact that you've been smoking as long as you have.
Almost 20 years.
And you don't like rolling.
I hate rolling. I hate rolling with a burning pan. I'll roll, and I can roll.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It took me years. It took me until like I was 19. And the whole reason I learned how to roll.
Yeah.
My mom's third husband and his friend Cleo.
Your mom was killing it.
She wasn't there. But they came over. They had just gotten a K2.
Word. I haven't had K2.
Dude.
Ever. Fuck. My brain still feels like mush from that shit.
Right? I swear to God, every single time I would smoke that shit, but I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Oh, God. I was high as hell, though.
Cleo, like, fucked up a blunt. Now, Cleo's, like, gotta be, at that point, he was in his 60s.
Get it, Cleo.
And he,
over there. Oh my God, hi. I didn't know you could do voice changing on the fucking... I'm over here just realizing how you can use the voice changer.
Oh,
I figured it out. Hold on, my bad. The radio over here is like, what the fuck was that?
No, but he couldn't roll for some odd reason. Like, the blunt was just getting fucked up. So eventually I just took the shit from him, cut something, gutted it out, put it in there, and somehow rolled it. Don't know how the fuck I did it.
Yeah.
Just did it. But I still hate it. It's
taken me years, multiple people teaching me and showing me how to do things to roll a blunt.
Right.
You feel me? And when I say blunt, and when I tell people give me a wrap, give me a cigarillo. Okay? Give me something I can roll that has some structure. Don't hand me no fucking paper. I ain't rolling you no J. Okay?
I don't know how to roll a J.
I know the premise of how to roll a J.
I don't know how to
I know in theory what the fucking J is supposed to look like, but somehow my shit always just be 7 papers deep. Like, close holes and shit. Like,
Paul can do that shit. Like, it's nothing.
It's a quickness, G.
And he can do it with these some fat ass joints. Now, don't get me wrong, it takes like fucking forever to inhale that shit, but they fat.
Yeah, Tony can roll his ass off, but I don't have the patience to wait for it. You feel me?
That's why it's just easier to stuff something or just roll a blunt, to be honest, or just pack a bowl or bong or whatever you do.
I feel like there's ways to enjoy bongs. Let's get into bongs real quick, dude.
Ooh, okay.
Because we need to talk about the etiquette of cleaning your bong.
Big felts.
Okay. I've gone to too many college parties, too many fraternity parties, too many people's houses where the bongs are just like, had to been like that since the Pharaoh had the Egyptians. You feel me? Like, I don't fucking understand, like, how you don't clean your shit. Are y'all just, like, uneducated when it comes to the what should it look like? How do you clean your bongs?
Brandon,
call in.
Brandon's sleeping.
Oh, word. For anybody that's listening on the radio, Brandon is Topanga's husband.
Yeah, no, Brandon's the cleaner, because in all honesty, when I had Shroomy, I didn't know. Then again, remember, I started at
fucking
8.
8. Like,
no one taught me that you had to clean that shit. So, like, when I think when I was like maybe 16, my friends were like, hey, you know you need to clean this shit, or like your shit's caked. I broke that bitch up. Holy, you should have seen the glob.
I can imagine. From 8 to 16.
8 years.
Your lungs have to be like. I wish sometimes I could just scoop out the answer and see what the fuck it is, because I know it's probably hard on you, but I don't know. The thing I used to do for my pieces or my bongs, or I get really, I boil mine. I'm not gonna hold you. For people that have coloring or paint or anything on it, don't boil your shit. It'll rip right the fuck off.
Yeah, no, that's what I started with.
But rubbing alcohol and salt, hot water.
I don't know. Brandon gets some
Q-tips.
420 cleaner.
Yeah, they do make cleaner for that shit.
Yeah, no, he does that shit.
Ghetto.
To be honest, when I had Shroomy, I just boiled water, stuck his ass in it. I accidentally left him in there for a while.
It was a him?
Yeah, it was a him. Almost everything I name is a guy. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I don't get along with bitches.
I agree with that. I feel like that is a very...
I do not like females. Like, I have Shy, obviously, but Shy kind of like a dude.
Yep.
I love you. You look like a female, and you're a beautiful female, but you act like a dude.
I'm a whole dude. And I hate... You see my mama. No offense to my mama. My mama raised someone in the trenches that could survive.
Right.
My first priority wasn't learning how to walk in heels. That came later on, you feel me?
Exactly.
We getting there. We getting our soft girl earlier, but how fucking motherfuckers I don't know. Like,
you know, that's why I only have like one female, like bestie. Otherwise, nah.
I made the list, guys. Yo, for new smokers, when you talk about, we talked a little bit about how weed should look. I want to talk about what people should expect when purchasing and picking up their products.
In my opinion, because normally kids are smoking starting age like middle school age, so like 12, 13.
You feel like that's more pen nowadays?
I do.
Yeah.
Because I hate to fucking say it too. Look at smokers, like actual like nicotine. All of these kids started with vapes and like...
Oh, facts.
It's ridiculous because, I mean, when I was about 20, I was hanging around teenagers that were still in high school, and they're vaping. And I was like, when the fuck did we skip the cigarette?
That part, G.
And go straight to the vapes.
We had a thing called Smoker's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Every at lunch we go to Smoker's Corner, play hacky sack and smoke and do shit like that. But like, it was the vibe. You feel me? It was the gateway to smoking weed. We used to jump to fucking like.
Dude, I remember. I think
some did.
Freshman year is when the blue cigarettes came out, like the blue cigarette vapes, and that was like the takeoff from there.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that, but
no, but like that's how I picture teenagers with weed now.
Oh yeah, they all have pens and shit.
All of them, and it's just like that. That's not how you're supposed to start. You're supposed to start at the fucking bottom, whip your ass up all the way there.
Children nowadays are built different. You feel me? Society's moving real quickly, and some aspects of it are not always kosher to what we grew up, or even what the older generation grew up.
Do you know why? And I'm really sorry to put your business out there. One of my friends got a kid who is only 9 years old and is already acting like they're in their fucking teenage years. And when she asked her about it, she's like, all my friends are doing it. All these parents are allowing these kids to do this shit.
Oh yeah. It's mind-boggling to me. There's like I said, the growth of the internet, the growth of society norms, and the growth of expectations are pushing these kids, and adults are going with it because either A, there's money behind it, or we can get into this discussion all day long. But the problem is, like, that does tune into a lot of the drug and alcohol problems that are happening in the household too.
Yeah,
Us
sure.
smoking at a young age, and the time we grew up, we thought shit was rough. Like nowadays, motherfuckers are doing like coke and the pill epidemic. Like,
in all honesty, like when I was growing up, everybody was doing shit, but it was very down low and like very like minimum people were doing it.
Yeah.
But as soon as, in my personal opinion, as soon as like one person died from an overdose, all of a sudden it became an epidemic and like everybody was overdosing. And
yeah, for sure, I agree with you. I do.
Like, especially where the hometown I grew up in, our biggest issue was suicide and heroin. Now, don't get me wrong, there were kids doing coke here and there, and there were kids doing acid and ecstasy, all that shit. But the biggest issues were fucking suicide and heroin. Shout out to the high schools that didn't give a fuck, though.
I don't know if that was appropriate for the air horn.
No, very appropriate. Very appropriate. Very.
Locked in,
the fucking high school I'm talking about, I'm gonna shout you out. I don't really give a fuck. Crystal Lake South, you suck. They paid over, I think, $3 million for some new bleachers for our high school, which in return they had to take down again and then redo them again because people lived behind those bleachers and weren't getting any sunlight and everything else. But the school would rather put the money into like athletes and everything else. But if you weren't an athlete, you didn't matter in that school. The teachers would bully you. The students would bully you. No one cared. I
can imagine, I feel like specifically talking about marijuana and weed, it is an escape for a lot of people, you feel me? As much as I smoke, anybody knows the B.I.G. be smoking, you feel me? But, like, at the end of the day, that is almost a better alternative to some people's realities, you feel me? When you think about the legalization, as a country, do you feel like it's far away?
Oh, hell yeah. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Every state has an opinion on it. And
everybody has an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Just like everybody has an asshole. They all stink. In all honesty, if the U.S. was smart, they would legalize it throughout all 50 states.
Facts.
The way that they did with alcohol. But I don't know, some way, shape, or form, they're just going to fuck us all on this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, starting with the abolishment of the Department of Education. You feel me? The education, like...
Dude, the government's fucking everything.
Yeah.
It does not matter if it was good, bad, or indifferent. They are just fucking it all.
I had someone tell me or comment in on something that we were doing a live on Let's Be Blunt. And he said, you just don't like the president. You're always talking bad. I said, do you understand education affects everybody? No matter what you vote for. Children who can't even vote don't even get an opportunity to learn. Y'all are already stupid enough.
See, I got something for that comment. I do. Because, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this.
Go ahead, speak your truth.
I don't hate Trump. I hate a lot of his choices, don't get me wrong. But he is in office, has he done good for the country? Yeah, some he has. I'm not gonna deny that shit. but like I was taught at an early age, you don't have to like your boss, but you gotta respect them because they're signing your paychecks and shit. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that I disagree with Trump, but there's also some things that I agree with Trump. That's why I tell everybody I'm not a Democrat nor am I Republican. I see both sides.
Facts. You have to be fitting my agendas. You hear me?
You know, it's whoever's got more right than more wrong at this point.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, both parties are fucking us.
Yeah, I mean, what is the better option? Like, is there...
Running away.
Oh.
Running the fuck away.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I could buy an island and just bring all my peoples,
Yo,
I would, type shit. So someone, whoever's listening to fluentradio.com, make us rich. Nah, for real though, like, if running away was an option, I definitely would. I feel like when you talk about things of that nature, legalization of marijuana, I feel like the uses that could help towards medical purposes are being such lacking. You feel me? We use plants for almost everything else imaginable besides helping people. I don't understand it.
which is crazy. In all honesty, because if you really think about it, do you know how many pharmaceutical drugs have some variant of cocaine in them?
I don't really.
Oh my god, there's so many.
I mean, I've done coke, so like I'm just like, oh
There's a lot, especially with gastro.
Word.
There's a lot of synthetic coke in those medications. No one's talking about that. There's traces of heroin in certain narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's different things, but again, the government would rather you take that shit, legalize that shit, let the FDA say, oh yeah, this is fine, than a plant to help.
I agree. That the fact is we'd be planting so many plants. There's a lot of ritualistic medicine, a lot of Eastern medicines that are derived from plants and natural things.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? That A, would help a lot of agriculture.
Right.
And B, would help society in general, that we are just simply ignoring in this country due to the fact that, you know, everything's a money profit.
Yep. Everything is a money profit.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Part of it.
Let's play some theme music. You can let everybody know where we're coming out of, Topanga.
Ooh. ASMR moment, people. ASMR moment.
If you guys are tuning in, we're coming out of Fluent Radio. Shout out to Fluent Media Network.
No, if you're just tuning in right now, we're coming from Fluent Media Network on fluentradio.com. Also, this is 420 Up and Smoke. You can catch all my socials on my link tree, 420 Up and Smoke
2025.
2025.
Boom.
I'm still learning this, people. I know. It's so stupid. No, but welcome back. We're talking about newbies and smokers that have been smoking forever. I don't know. You know what I also truly hate about older smokers with newbies? When they hit certain things. Like if you give a newbie a bowl, a bong, or a blunt, and you don't give them any warning of like how it hits or to be careful.
Oh yeah, they just let you free ball that shit.
Dude, I had an incident with my ex. Our mom's third husband had a friend over. She had a son. Love this son, Blake. I love you to death. Shout out to Blake. He's like his makeup beautiful. You guys ever check him out? But he came over. He had to be like 15, 16.
Yeah.
And my mom's third husband was like, he doesn't smoke Tucci, me and his mom do, so like you guys should smoke him up. So we're like, fuck it, okay. We go down to the basement. Now my ex had just gotten a new fucking bong. New bongs are dangerous.
Clear as hell.
It's clear as hell. Yeah. He puts, not only does he put ice water in this, but he also puts ice in the
y'all having a great ass time.
Okay. Mind you though, this bong I've hit, it kills you.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard hit. And I thought his dumbass would, tell Blake, hey, don't hit it too hard. No. This motherfucker doesn't, and I notice him hitting it, and I go to tell him, I'm like, at this point it's too late though. He starts coughing so bad he pukes in the bong, okay, pukes all the way around my basement to get to a bucket to puke more. Yeah. This is why I tell everybody, if you're going to smoke with somebody for the first time or you're just introducing them to weed, give them warning on what they're hitting. Do you know you're saving yourself from a mess?
I have to ask, since this is the Newbie Smoker episode, we have two pivotal questions I feel like people deal with all the time when smoking, but no one really talks about the etiquette of smoking. You feel me? Let's talk about someone's holding the blunt too long. What do you say to get them to move along? And two, someone keeps wet litting the blunt. What do you say? What do you think?
I can't say what I would say to the second one because yeah, let's just say it's bad.
Yeah. I hate wet blunts.
There's an old saying that we say to it, and every single time someone does that, I say it. But
oh my God!
I'm really hoping you know what
Before
I'm saying.
Before I get canceled.
Right? Before I get canceled. Go. What was the first question again?
Someone's holding the blunt too long.
They babysitting.
That's what your phrase is?
Yeah, they babysitting.
I usually go puff past motherfucker.
I can do that sometimes. I'll especially
hold out my hand.
Especially if I'm smoking with Brandon, because we all know Brandon. Brandon, he will talk to you. He will fucking talk to you and hold that shit and not hit it. But I'll stare at his ass. I'll be like, dude, just straight eye contact, just like, bro. Do I get it? Do I get it? He's
stop, dude. I can see it happening.
Oh, no, y'all. Also, best way to get Brandon to smoke a blunt, people. If you get him talking,
you hand it to him. You just hand him that shit. Yeah, I've noticed that. If he's smoking and he's doing his cigarette, you feel me? If you get him started to talk and just hand him that shit, he'll just. How did I get this? Well, just keep. If you get him talking, Brandon.
Keep him distracted. Like anything, Brandon will hit it. Even if he tells you, "No, I'm good. If you get him talking, and you hand it to him, he will hit it and not realize that shit.
Yeah, he will.
And it's fantastic. It's hilarious.
Big facts.
Oh. Also, newbies also need to learn that old testament. If you're gonna smoke with somebody, you either need to contribute into the smoking, or B, you need to smoke that person up later.
Yeah.
Because the common etiquette with smoking is just very much gone out the door.
Ooh, facts.
Again, we're going back to this new generation. You guys don't understand that weed was a communal drug. If one person had and the other person didn't, y'all smoked. But the next time you re-up, you right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, yo. I want to put my 2 cents in on something. It is not rude when you get a bag of weed or you get whatever you get to weigh your shit out in front of the dealer.
No, it is not. No, the fuck it is not.
And somehow in this generation, we've gotten lost in the fact that, like, oh, you don't trust me? No!
No.
I don't. Like, why would I trust you? Why?
No. I think y'all forget that we grew up with trust issues. We grew up with trauma. We ain't, no. Your shit's gonna get weighed.
Every time.
Unless I've been coming to you for years and you've never fucked me over, it's a different case scenario.
And shout out to those motherfuckers.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to those motherfuckers.
Give you a bag every time.
Shout out to the motherfuckers that just give you weed out of the randomness and just like, here, this is for free.
Shout out, yo. Because they make the world go round.
Oh, I've had a lot of dealers do that shit. Just like, here.
Word? I'm getting into that point. People are starting to show love. I had a question in my head. It's gone. It's gone.
No, but also, if you're a newbie, please, dear Lord, do not go to the dispensary and get weed, because you're gonna choose something that has like a really high, very, very high THC count, and you're gonna get fucked up.
That actually reminds me. Do you have a favorite strand or a favorite thing you prefer smoking?
As of right now, my favorite strand is Super Buff Cherry.
Who names this shit?
Dude, I don't know, but I have been waiting for this motherfucker to come back to one of these pop-up events because there's only one motherfucker that sells it.
Yeah.
And he has been at, I think, 3.
Who is it?
His name's Jay. That's all I know.
The vagueness.
Dude, he's
at the pop-up stuff?
Yeah, he's at the pop-ups. He looks like a white redneck. He's bald.
Well, if you're listening, Jay, reach out.
Dude, if you are, I absolutely love the Super Buff Cherry, and I would love to get some more, bro, because I have a jar that still has some in it, and I will not touch it because I have not seen him.
That's valid.
It's so good. It tastes good. It's pretty. It's purple. It's very purple.
Is he like a home grower?
I don't know if he's a home grower.
He just had it, right?
He just had it.
Valid.
He was at the first pop-up sesh last year. When I bought that bag, and it was like, you remember that one? It was in St. Charles.
Do I remember that? No. No.
I don't know. The last one he was at was the one in Elgin.
A bald redneck.
Yeah.
Who sells weed. I feel like I should remember that.
Right?
That's real out of pocket. I
don't know. This great shit.
That's your go-to right now, though?
That's my go-to.
Is it an indica or sativa?
I have no fucking idea.
It's just weed.
It's just weed. Now, if you're talking about gummies...
Are you an edible person?
I'm always an edible person.
I'm trying to get into it. I just don't like the cold sweats that be coming with the edibles. See,
I don't get that.
Fuck. I'm just feeling like I'm about to die if I take too much, man.
See... Do you... See, but I've been taking edibles for so long that now I've come to the conclusion I can start betting people at these pop-up events, and I actually did.
Really?
Yeah. Summer Sesh one. The guy right next to your mom's booth.
Yeah.
him and his wife had made these cupcakes. And they're like, here, we're going to give you some. Come back to us in like 30 minutes. They're going to kick in. I did. They kept giving me cupcake after cupcake after cupcakes. Nothing was working.
Yeah.
That man ended up giving me some free shrooms. He gave me some free bud. He gave me more cupcakes.
That's crazy. I don't know. As I'm getting into the edible game, Tony be fucking up in the edibles, but like, I don't know what it is, but you get more than 700 milligrams of me at any given time, it's a wrap. I need to lay down somewhere and counting my breaths.
To be honest, there is one edible out there that even I cannot do without feeling too fucked up, and it's a caramel. It's 1,000 milligrams.
You need to hit up Jay Martinez from Jay Wonders.
Yeah.
She makes a 20,000 milligram brownie.
Yeah, and the brownie I had last time.
Yeah. It laid me the fuck out because I said I don't do edibles.
It didn't lay me out. But to be honest, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I do not know if it fully got me because I've been smoking.
Maybe that's my issue. I be smoking and eating these edibles like I do something with myself.
Because that's the biggest issue, especially because you don't know what edibles will kick you off more if you smoke. But then there's some edibles that like don't work because you smoke. Interesting. So another reason, newbies, do not do edibles. Edibles are not for the noobs. I'm just giving y'all warning.
Nah. Yeah, but my brother can't smoke blunts. He only eats edibles.
Really?
Frankie, yeah. He won't eat.
What milligram, though?
Shit. He be putting the hot sauce from Myra on his food. He be eating the tubs of ice cream. Yeah. He be eating like about half of those a night. He be laid the fuck out, yeah. But like, he be eating them candies throughout the day.
I don't know.
It depends, but he's a bigger dude.
It does depend. We also, I think that's what a lot of people also don't put into factor is when it comes down to anything THC, you really do have to put in gender, weight, tolerance. Even if it's super low, you still have to put in these things. That's why when you go to hospitals or anything, doctors are like, how much do you weigh, so they know what to give you, like how much to give you, instead of just like giving you something, because one thing could be good for another person and another could not.
Facts.
I don't know. It's one of those things. It's a very gray area.
I agree with you. It really is. You have to be around the right people the first time. Make sure you get your shit done by the right person,
Yeah, because in all honesty, if you don't do certain things with good people, you are going to end up having like the worst experience ever. It does not matter what you are taking. It could be THC, it could be acid, it could be shrooms, it could be coke, it could be meth, but like anything you fucking take, if you're not with the right people, you could have the worst fucking trip and you will freak out so fucking bad.
Sure.
It's the worst thing in the world. That's why I choose not to be around people when I do certain things.
Yeah.
Because that shit will just ruin everything. But either way, though, noobs, y'all should start from the bottom on weed. Y'all should, like, start smoking Reggie or something.
Do they even sell Reggie anymore?
Reggie? You can find Reggie. If you really, like...
Oh, yeah, I want to go to that for you.
Dude, right now, I bet you I could. But... whatever I say, though, y'all, 100% nobody's gonna listen to that shit. They're just gonna do whatever the fuck they please. But, like, these are actual things you guys should be following, especially if you've never done anything with THC. And
does CBD make a difference? People don't know what that shit is either, like Delta 8.
In all honesty, when it comes down to Delta 8, see, in my opinion, because Delta 8 can be bought in like any smoke shop, gas station, like, where the fuck ever at this point. Delta 8 is like a knockoff version of K2. In all honesty, because if you think about it, they used to sell K2 exactly in gas stations, at vape shops, smoke shops.
All of a sudden they're like, stop taking that shit.
Exactly. So in my opinion, Delta 8 is just a knockoff version of Spice.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
That's true though. I agree.
It's very true. I don't really care what anybody says. I know it's one of them things, but I will say this though. I will say this: when you do smoke Delta 8, it is nothing like smoking K2, because K2 is one of those. You feel like you're gonna die, and it's not a long high. It's really not.
Oh my god!
And that's what's kind of funny, because my mom's like third husband, he will smoke that shit all fucking day and be slumped as fuck, and I'm like, bro.
I used to smoke K2 when I was a senior. I did it like maybe 3 or 4 times. And when I tell you, man, like, that is not it. It is not it. And like the high is maybe like an hour.
I don't know, the first time I ever smoked K2, I didn't know it was K2. But
you find out real quick.
It was also laced with angel dust.
I mean, I used to do that. So I used to put that shit on top of my blunts.
I didn't know, though. I thought it was weed.
You found out real quickly it was not no weed.
Dude, I was 14 years old. The guy that gave it to me, I had a super fucking high crush on him. That's where my mistake happened. Big time.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the person to go to when we needed cigarettes and couldn't buy cigarettes. He was that kid. So I didn't think anything of it. Worst fucking mistake of my life, I'll tell you that. I was knocked the fuck out, didn't know where the fuck I was.
Hell nah. You better be in somewhere that you're comfortable and you're safe if you do K2.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't fucking moving. Like,
no, you are not.
The first time I did K2, I was drinking a 40. And no one told Cheyenne, hey, maybe don't mix bars in a 40. You feel me? Maybe don't mix bars in a 40. Like 2 bars in a 40. Don't do that shit, Cheyenne. But fuck it. Hindsight. Someone passed me a blunt. I hit that shit. About 4 puffs in, I tossed it. I let the room went. And I was like, oh no.
Nope.
What the fuck was in that blunt?
Who the? Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad that, like, K2 isn't as big as it used to be.
Now you gotta worry about, like, fentanyl in your weed and shit.
Take that back. Now I wish we would just worry about K2 instead of fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
Fentanyl's getting worse and worse, and...
Facts. How do you, as someone who smoked as long as you have, how do you give digression to the newbies? And when they look at bud, you know, how do they know it's really just only bud and not other stuff in it? Like, are there signs? Because I haven't found any. To be honest with you.
It all depends on the weed, and even when you're looking at the weed, most weed nowadays is crystallized, has some type of chemical smell.
Mm-hmm.
If you get moon rocks, you're even more fucked.
Yeah.
And that one's a hard one, because you're not going to be able to smell it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to know shit. I mean, the best thing I can tell anybody, especially if you're buying it off the street, look at the bag. If the bag has traces of some type of substance besides, like, what it should, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I've had dealers at one point give me bags of weed that they used to have coke in, and just threw the weed in there, and they're like, here, and I'm like,
I've had that happen to me too, actually. And, like, you can tell off the bat, like, so you're not even sticking around for me to weigh this shit?
Yep. 100%.
Like, what? This bag smells like gasoline. Like,
So, I mean, in all honesty, you never truly know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, there's times where even dealers that I trust, I'll be grabbing shit, and I mean, I'm still looking at that bag.
As you should. Like, I'm still at the point where y'all be just grabbing weed from anybody. You feel me? And I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of, hey, gas station plug hits you up on the way out. Be like, hey, you want this eighth? Yeah, I want this eighth gas station, man. Like, I've had those moments. I'm not gonna hold you, but like, it's few and far between nowadays because I don't trust Adam from Joe.
To be honest, I barely buy from my dealers anymore.
You're just a dispensary person nowadays?
Not even dispenser. I went for these pop-up shops.
Okay.
And everybody says I'm crazy, but I
What's
will.
your family buying? Money.
I will drop about $1,000 to $1,500 just in one pop-up sesh because
I love seeing Topanga come when they're like, Topanga's here, guys!
hey man, I've gotten free shit from some of them. I've gotten extras. No hate, but like that shit keeps me good until the next sesh.
Yeah.
Plus,
it makes sense.
If I'm really hurting for money, I could, sell some of it, make some money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's good.
Facts.
Because even when I was dealing at one point, I used to tell everybody, I will not give you anything that I have not tried myself.
Mm-hmm.
I will not give you anything unless it gets me high.
Mm-hmm. And that's a hard stature to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, again, I'm not trying to fuck anybody else over. I don't need anybody's death on my conscience because they got shit from me and they're like that. Everything else, I make sure that everything is good before I do anything. So,
oop.
Thanks, Shy.
Sorry. I'm colorblind. These buttons over here, man.
You're colorblind. I'm going blind with all these lights over here.
You're almost done, I promise. I wanted to talk to you about one more thing real quick.
But
when is Topanga starting her own farm?
If I could, I totally fucking would.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I do know a lot of people that do have farms in different states that I have gotten from, but I've looked at the laws, at least for the state of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck all that shit. Because they will give you a limit of how many plants you can fucking have. You can't even have plants in the state of Illinois unless you have a medical marijuana card.
Yep.
Now, if you go to Michigan, without a card, you can have 8 plants. With a card,
arrested for one person. We're not gonna get into that.
No, but then with a card up there, you can have 12.
Shit.
You could walk around with 4 ounces of bud up there. Around here, 2. And if you're transporting it, do you know where it has to be? It has to be in the back of your car. In the trunk of your car where you cannot reach it.
That's crazy.
But, every state is so different.
Facts.
But, in Illinois, even if you have a medical card, I think you only get, maybe 3 to 4 plants.
Shit. I'll take it.
And
I'll tell you, what do you think about 3 or 4 plants makes what, a pound every 4 months or a pound and a half every 4 months?
Maybe. Can we also talk about the fact real quick, since I brought up Michigan and them being able to have plants? Do you know the state of Michigan, before they even legalized weed, you were allowed to grow weed? Yeah. So I had an uncle that used to live up in Michigan, and Brandon didn't even know this, which I thought was kind of funny. He could grow anywhere on his property, but he could not smoke it nor sell it. Yeah, that's where it didn't make any sense. The law kind of got real gray there. Real fucked up.
So you can grow it.
You could grow it.
Sell it.
You couldn't sell it, and you couldn't smoke it.
So what are we growing it for?
Dude, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Leave it in Michigan.
Leave it to fucking Michigan. Fucking Michiganders. I love you, Michigan people. You guys gave me my husband, but
yeah, alright.
Fuck the rest of his
Shit. Well,
Speaking of the hubbies,
you come you're hitting about the 10-minute mark. If you have anything else you want to do before we close this session out on 420 or so.
Be careful out there with smoking weed. I don't care if you do it. I don't care how you ingest it. Just be careful. Think before you do anything. Also, make sure you're in a safe place. I do not condone driving and smoking. I've done it though.
Shit.
But I do not condone it for legal purposes.
Yeah.
But y'all, be careful with smoking and be careful with eating it, inhaling it, drinking it, whatever it may be. Just be careful because you don't know what's in shit nowadays. And watch out for the noobs because the noobs need to be babied. But on that note, y'all, I hope that y'all have a wonderful Sunday night. We will catch you next Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on fluentradio.com. Check out Fluent Media Network. Also, check out my link tree, 420 Up and Smoke 2025.
Nailed it.
I got it. Yay! But till then, though, bye from your favorite hobo / nobody, y'all.